Sheldon, thank you so much for the kind words and your introduction. Let me go a little further. Yeah, there we go. Sheldon, thank you again for the kind words of introduction and most especially for your friendship. I'll tell you, I have absolutely great colleagues to work with, don't I? I mean, thank you, Senator Reid, Senator Whitehouse, Congressman Cicilline. I couldn't ask for better friends and supporters who really care passionately about Rhode Island and all the needs that we have here at home. And, you know, when there's certainly a special cause going on, they're right there at the ready to lend a hand and support. And we were so proud to be able to join with Tina for this very special Accessibility is Beautiful event. And I'm just humbled to be a part of this amazing event. And I have to say, what an amazing showing from our local business community. Thank you so much for being here and caring about accessibility, wanting to know how you can open your doors and be more inclusive. It speaks volumes about who you are and what your business is about and how much you care about your fellow Rhode Islanders as well. So thank you very much. I also, again, I have to begin by thanking Tina for her outstanding work and her vision and passion in putting this event together. I just thank you for your powerful and relentless advocacy, Tina, on behalf of people with disabilities everywhere. And Tina, really what you created here with RAMP, it really is a true testament to your hard work, and I just can't tell you how proud I am to be in this fight with you. So let's hear it for Tina Pedersen. So yes, this is the first inaugural event, and there will be many more in years to come. Today's event and the businesses here really have already incorporated changes recommended by RAMP, so thank you for doing that, and you're proof that businesses can actually increase revenue by making the necessary modifications to accommodate people of all abilities. And look, I know it's really the lifeblood of any small business or any business in general. It's having customers, right? And if you can make your place of business more accessible and welcoming, obviously you're going to increase your customer base. And yes, people with disabilities spend dollars too in the community, just like anybody else. So it really does make good business sense. Making a business sense, again, business is more accessible. Again, it's good for your bottom line and good for your customers with disabilities. So it can also help in recruiting talented workers to work at your businesses as well. After all, I like to say that people with disabilities really are this nation's greatest untapped resource. You think of all the talent that is denied society when people with disabilities are sidelined. And if we can change that equation and make sure that people with disabilities are included in the workforce, can contribute their talents, we are all better off as a state, as a country, as a society. So again, I thank you for being here today. As co-chair of the Bipartisan Disabilities Caucus in Congress, which I created 20 years ago when I arrived, I'm focused relentlessly on accessibility issues, trying to open up doors of opportunity. Right now, that means fighting to pass the $400 billion invest in community, home and community-based services that President Biden has envisioned so that more people with disabilities can live full and independent lives. It's the right thing to do. When I was with President Biden in the Oval Office about 3 weeks ago, I thanked him for his commitment and his passion and his vision for broadening the definition of infrastructure and making sure that home and community-based services were included and will be expanded. And I thank my colleagues in the delegation for their relentless commitment to supporting that Build Back America vision that President Biden has laid out. I'm also working to make sure that air travel and ground transportation is more accessible as well. I've introduced legislation to make sure that the unique needs of people with disabilities are properly accounted for during natural disasters as well, so that planning is a forethought rather than an afterthought. You think about what's going on around the country. Sheldon is our relentless champion of battling climate change. We're seeing the effects of it everywhere. These natural disasters, unfortunately, are occurring more and more frequently. We have to get prepared. We've got to build resilience again. We've got to be able to respond. And if disaster does hit, we have to make sure that we properly plan for all contingencies, especially people with disabilities who are among the most vulnerable in those types of situations. So we have a lot of work to do. I have to tell you that Since my injury 40 years ago, I've seen the progress that we made. I was injured in 1980, and so 10 years before the ADA was passed. And so I remember what the world was like before ADA and what it was like after. And I can tell you, for those of you who have been in that same boat, you know the change that it has made. It really is amazing. And I know that we've made incredible progress toward creating a truly accessible society, but we still have so much work yet to do ahead. So I just want to say in closing that it's such a great thing to see so many businesses here today committed to breaking down barriers and upgrading their facilities to be inclusive of all people, and I look forward to our continued work together over many years to come. So, thank you again, and it is now my pleasure to introduce my good friend in the House of Representatives, my colleague from the 1st Congressional District, a passionate fighter for all Rhode Islanders, and he is passionate for people with disabilities as well. Please welcome Congressman David Cicilline.